Welcome back to ScaredyCat's Guide to the Rides, and today we are discussing Wickerman. So if you followed some of my other videos, you'll know the Wickerman is one of those rides that I do recommend as a good step up from Runaway Mine Chain. But to discuss your experience of Runaway Mine Chain, no, of Wickerman, we're going to break it down into two halves. We're going to break it down into the queuing and pre-show and then the ride itself. So in my opinion, some of the things which are a little bit more, I guess, nerve-wracking might actually be from the pre-show. Now, the reason I say this is not because I think the pre-show is particularly scary. Actually, when I first rode it, I thought it was going to be terrifying, and I remember me and my friend being like, oh, let's hear about this, and then like it was over and we're like, oh, that's it? Really? Okay, cool. So yeah, it is eerie in theming. Again, I wouldn't say it's full-on scary, but I would definitely say it is eerie, and it's designed to be eerie. So what happens is you go through the queue, as you might expect. There's little set pieces throughout the queue, and then you get to the station. Now, if you're like me and you like order, this might throw you a little bit, because when you get into the station, you do your bag drop-off, and that's where the queue kind of finishes. You sort of huddle, and then you go into the pre-show room, which is also a bit of a huddle. And if you're like me and you need order, you probably don't like huddle, you probably like a queue, but honestly you kind of get used to it, and it is worth it for the ride. Now, in terms of the pre-show itself, the theming, as I say, it is a bit eerie, it is a bit spooky, might be a bit much for little ones, especially when it's dark and things like that. And the important thing to note with the pre-show is that you can skip it if you need to. Do let a ride host know before you go into the station building, and there is a way to walk around and avoid the pre-show. Helpful to know. Now, the reason I think the pre-show might be a bit much for some people, depending on your disposition, is actually because of the crowding and the way everyone then tries to get out of the same small points, and for some reason they put a barrier in there which is like the same colour as the darkness. Interesting choice by Towers on that one, don't agree with it, but you know, these are the way things go. So anyway, my advice for that pre-show, if you are nervous about being in a crowd or you don't like the crowds, is head to the left or head to the right and put yourself on the sides. That way the crowd will kind of congregate in the middle, and when you go and get out, because there's that barrier, you go down the sides to get out. So it's a bit less of a rushing to find your spot situation if you do that. But as I say, the pre-show is eerie. There's no jumps, there's no actors, there's nothing like that to worry about. It's just a bit spooky in theming. Now, the ride experience. Well, first of all, you might have noticed if you stood outside the Wickerman, it's fast. It is fast, and it feels faster on ride, perhaps, than it even looks off ride, which is saying something because it does look quite fast off ride. But I still think this is a great step up if you've got comfortable with Runaway Mine Chain and you're looking to do something bigger, better, faster, etc. Now, the reason I say that is because the sensations of rushing are very similar to what you get if you do the rush into the tunnel on Runaway Mine Chain. You're just talking about a bigger scale, so you just get that bit more of it. So get yourself familiar with that, get yourself used to that sensation, and then this is a walk in the park. However, you may have heard that time of day really makes a difference with Wickerman, and it does, because like a lot of wooden coasters, it speeds up throughout the day and can of course be affected by weather conditions. In the rain, it glides. So my advice, if you're looking for a smoother, gentler ride experience, go at the beginning of the day. At the end of the day, it whips around. At the start of the day, yeah, it's still speedy, but you just get a little bit of a notch down there for you, so it's that bit gentler. I'd also recommend aiming for the middle towards the front, because it tends to be a little less intense there, whereas on the back you get the pull down through the forces. But yeah, this is a really good ride for building up the tolerance to bigger rides. This and 13 for me, they are the natural ones that you move on to after a Runaway Mine Chain. So yeah, do give it a try. And as always, if you are giving it a try, please do let me know in the comments below how you found it. I believe in you, you can do the thing, do the brave things, and I'll see you next time. Take care.